What's up, yo? Stallion Monster back at it again. It's been a while. So I figured I'll do this quick little video just to kind of explain a few things that I had to figure out on my own doing this Thunderbird Super Coupe swap in my New Edge Mustang. So I'm doing this Super Coupe swap. Finally got it done. It's up and running. Now I just need a custom tune, but I ran into a few things that I wanted to share with everyone because I think this is kind of helpful, right? First things first, obviously you need the supercharger and you need all the components like the lower manifold. You'll need the piping for it. And then there's a few other things. But what I wanted to address in this video is the questions that I had when I was doing it. So in the New Edge version, the fuel system is not return style. So that was one thing I had to fix. And what I did was I capped it off so I didn't have to change out the fuel rail because I wanted to keep the Thunderbird Super Coupe fuel rail. So I capped it off and it worked out perfect. So that's one thing if you got return versus returnless fuel system. And the New Edge is a little different than the 94 through 98 model. So I had to get creative, so I capped it off, and that seemed to work perfect. I mean, I guess I could go return style, but for the time being, I have it set up like that. It worked perfect, right? The next thing is on the New Edge. They have what's called a cylinder head sensor. That's in the back of the cylinder head. It's normally back here on this side of the engine. So driver's side head, it's got a cylinder head sensor on the back of there. So I had to figure out where to relocate that to because obviously you need different heads to run this swap. You need to have the Thunderbird Super Coupe heads, or you need to have 94 through 98 heads. And so I actually have the 97 heads. So with that being said, it doesn't have that cylinder head sensor in the back. So I had to relocate that. And what I did was I relocated it right here. I went over to Home Depot. I got the adapter for it. And then I was able to transfer that there into the cooling system so it gets a reading. So that was the first thing that was, second thing that was really important. So we got the fuel rail, I capped it off. We got the cylinder head sensor. I relocated it. Also, on the fuel rail on the 99 through 2004 version, on the fuel rail of the stock version, it has a different fuel pressure regulator than on the Super Coupe. So on the Super Coupe version and on the 94 through 98, they have just a fuel pressure regulator that's only connected by a vacuum line. Well, on the New Edge 99 through 04, they have an electronic version fuel pressure regulator that has an electronic component that you have to connect to it, and it's got the vacuum line. So it's a little different, so I had to figure out how I was going to do that. Again, I got creative because I wanted to keep that sensor there instead of just using, the Super Coupe version. So what I did was I bought the replacement for it by itself. I didn't buy the whole fuel rail. I bought the replacement for it by itself. And then I attached it to the fuel rail of the Super Coupe. And then I found a way to get it on there to mount it. So I got it to fit. It's back there. That was like the third biggest thing that I had to figure out. And then last but not least, this one right here is probably a big deal to save you a lot of time and money. On this swap here, I did something different. On this swap, I did not have to change out the timing cover, the water pump, the pulley, harmonic balancer. I didn't change out any of that. This is still the New Edge timing cover, water pump, harmonic balancer. It's all the same. This is all stock. So I'm only running one full tension or one full belt with the tensioner, and then I'm running the supercharger belt. I don't have that third belt, the jack shaft to crank belt. I don't have that one. I did it a different route. So with this one, let me get my light. This one right here saved me a lot of time. And the way I was able to do that was, one, I got creative with the line to the coolant from the water pump. So I still got a couple inches where I'm off, so I'm still good. Like, it doesn't even touch the belt whatsoever, like, at all. So that's one thing. And then the biggest one was on here, on the jack shaft accessory pulley version, this side over here. What I did was I bought 2 of those pulleys right here that I'm showing you. I have 2 of them, and I have them flipped, so, and then cemented together. So I was able to run a different, an additional pulley just to attach it to the whole main belt line. That's how I was able to do that. I actually got 2 of those, as you can see in the back there. They're the same thing. They just flipped and then cemented together, and it aligned perfect with the drive belt. And that's how I was able to keep the water pump, the timing cover, and the crank pulley. As you can see, it's only one section for the rib for that, for the 6 rear belt for that. So that's how I was able to do it. I did not have to spend the extra money for the Thunderbird Super Coupe timing cover, the water pump, the pulley, and harmonic balancer was a big one, because if I'd have done that, then I'd have had to change out the crank and make sure it's balanced, etc., etc. So I didn't have to go through all those steps. Now, I did have the heads done on here. I did use the push rods and lifters and whatever components I could from the Thunderbird Super Coupe block, because guess what? I have the Thunderbird Super Coupe block right here. I got the entire block right here, and it's kind of nice because I only paid 75 bucks for it. So yeah, I got the block right there. So whatever components that I could bring over, I did. Other than that, everything else I just kind of bought or pieced together. But yeah, the biggest one was not having to change out the timing cover, the water pump, the harmonic balancer, the crank and pulley and all that is all still stock. So there's a West Stallion Monster tip for you right there. You can say it's Stallion Monster rigged. It's West rigged, but it works, and that's gonna save you a lot of time and money, trust me. So yeah, I'll do another video here soon, and you guys can check out the startup, how it cranks, how it sounds. I'm running straight pipe for the time being. Outside of that, I plan on getting a Snow Performance methanol injection kit to install on here, to make sure that it keeps the engine cool, it keeps the supercharger cool, and it brings additional air. So right now everything is stocked. I am planning out to change the MAF sensor. I've got a Lightning MAF SET version for that I have, and then I increased the injectors to 42-pound injector. So that's plenty. I'm not trying to hit, I'll definitely be under 500, so I'm sure it can handle that. 340 fuel pump. So yeah, other than that, stay tuned. Start your monster, y'all. But take those tips, run with them. Until we meet again. Later.